Yo, what up? Dutch Master here. Ended that intro music real quick. That was kind of sudden. But anyways, anywho, the Plug Gaming is live during quarantine. I am running a solo squads, taking on all contestants, bodying everyone. No, seriously, but we're doing a solo here today. It's just me, Dutch Master. So I'm running everything. And we are here in the Bat Cave for per usual, Monday, 6 p.m. Talking gaming, talking the world today, what we know and what we live like today, because it's different than it was 2 weeks ago, which is crazy. And just talk gaming news, reviews. We had some games drop. Resident Evil 3 Remake, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. We experienced one of those a lot, and the other absolutely zero, so we're going to have to wait. I don't know how things like that worked out, but they did. We'll get into that in a little bit. We do plan on continuing doing the show. We have to work out some way to continue doing the show during all of this madness, which is COVID-19. Yeah, so we'll figure a way. We'll probably do what most people are doing, some sort of, video platform to incorporate Rocky and Free Sampler into the broadcast. We just got to figure that out. And, we've just been taking time to do what everybody's supposed to be doing or what we should be doing. And, quarantine, less contact, less meetups, not seeing as much people, limiting our exposure. So, that's what it is, and the show will go on. Hopefully it will return to a completely normal thing of what it once was, but who the fuck knows, really, with how crazy this shit is. But yeah. We are doing it, and we will continue to do it in one way or another. And, yeah, that's what's up. So I guess I'll just do what you gaming on to myself, because that's what we're getting good at is, you should be asking yourself internal questions, kind of weird things that you normally wouldn't do because you're spending a lot more time with yourself. You had a lot less going on. Focus on you for a little bit. But I've been gaming on a lot of Modern Warfare, Warzone. Man, it's been addicting, and I know a lot of people have picked it up and started playing it with the recent changes to everybody's availability. A lot more people are at home playing games, and Call of Duty is one of those games that's been widely accepted. It transcends cultural differences. It's one of those things that a lot of people play from all sorts of walks of life in all different places. It's kind of like your entry level gaming or into the world of gaming for gamers. Some people just play only that game and they're not very much into anything else. Also, it's a first person shooter, which tends to be the most attractive for casual people that are just trying to, hop on, play a couple games, maybe only play a half hour or an hour, and you get that immediate, rapid response where, you're right into a match, you're playing against other people, you're on a squad, whatever it may be. So Call of Duty is just one of those games that just really moves through people's lives really easily, and it in turn is widely accepted. And of course, that having a battle royale, which very, very resembles the core game very, very similarly. It's great, actually, what they've done. It makes you feel like you're playing a large multiplayer, match with a limited amount of revives with the gulag. It gives you that feel. So it's not like a one and done battle royale. There's some redemption chances there, and it actually like makes for a different experience completely, which the Call of Duty name is kind of behind, where you're usually playing like team deathmatch or something where you respawn a lot. So it has that familiarity with people that are less serious about gaming and just more into the casual sphere, and that's really it's really linked up really well with the amount of free time that people have right now, and then the game's free. So it's just a matter of space on your hard drive. So that's what I noticed a lot of people playing. I've been playing that too because it's not like sheer quality. It's more has to do with fun, and that I know people that are playing it. So that makes it fun for me to play it. The experience can be kind of fucked, and there's no other word to use or way to put it, because what it is it is fucked. There's cheaters. Cheaters are never fucking fun to experience in something that you're trying not to take so serious, and then it gives you this like weird attitude on it, where you're like pissed because of what had happened because you got fucking someone cheated, and it makes you sound way more serious about the game than you actually feel. Or it just ruins the experience. So it draws you in and makes you kind of toxic, or it just ruins your experience completely to where you don't want to play anymore. So cheating, experienced cheaters in any kind of in competitive stuff, it's bad into when it matters, right? And in casual stuff, it's just like, why? It's like lying about trivial shit. Like, why would you even lie about something that didn't matter what your answer was, regardless? It's like unnecessary. So like cheating is one of those things where it's just like, you're not increasing your skill at the game when you're cheating. You're not increasing your skill, and that means you're not getting better. So like you're not getting better. There's not a true standard of test like to for your whoever's the best for you to compare yourself to, because you didn't actually have any of your performance incorporated in that experience. So you're cheating yourself if you want to be good at the game, like really, and then you're cheating anybody else's experience that is not benefiting from you cheating. So anybody else that's not on your team. And that's the truth of it. Activision hasn't done very much work on anti-cheat or cheating, and that's very common for a lot of companies. Destiny or Bungie in Destiny 2, Trials of Osiris. I mean, it's the common thread with Trials is not how great it is that it's returned. It's how many cheaters there are in the lobbies. How many people are getting kicked out of the lobbies, dropped out of the lobby, dropped from their team. Beaver, code Beaver for the drop network or whatever it is. My Trials experience has been none because I'm super low light, and I was already tapping out of Destiny a little bit anyways. And I did that on purpose because I want to slow down, because I don't want to ruin it completely. And that's what I fear that's going to start happening for a lot of people. There's a lot of people that have been going through this for a lot of years, but we'll see. We'll talk about that later. That's another show. And the one thing that I find interesting about the anti-cheat in Call of Duty is that, like, Call of Duty's known for cheaters. It's like the first place I found out what a fucking Cronus Max was and what it could do, and also like aimbotting, because I didn't play on PC. I played on console. I didn't know what any of this stuff really was because PC is way more common. But we throw in crossplay, And I play on PC now, and crossplay is it's cool, super cool because it allows me to do that. So we take advantage of that. I play with my old, the old people I used to game with on PS4, and I can still play those games with them, which is sweet. But we feel that we're riddled with cheaters, which is something I get used to. Not everybody can get used to it. Whatever. I kind of just I come from I already am extremely competitive in like everything that I do. Well, I'm not, but I really am. I guess. But the thing is that when it comes to playing video games, that's not what I was trying. That's not what I'm trying to do. Of course, I want to win, and of course, I want to do well, but I also want to just have a good time, like gaming with my friends, or or uh, or with people I know that I don't usually game with. Like that's what I like to do. And if we have that one game, so like a lot of times it's Fortnite, a lot of times it's Call of Duty. That's our game that we both play. It's the only one that they play, whatever it may be. So we play it, and that's fun. So I try not to take it too serious, but like that's only in my like reaction. In my head, I'm just like, this is fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? But in my reaction, I don't really try to react to it because that just kind of like leads you into just being jaded and saying shit about the game, and just like it's kind of negative to just be constantly bashing a game that you're also playing. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be that guy because I always talk shit on people that are that guy because I come from Destiny, the Destiny 2 community and Destiny 1 community, and that's like the most, like that's number one. People talking shit about the game and how much they hate it, and then have like a ridiculous amount of hours committed to the game. And I guess like at the same breath, like that's what allows you to talk like that about the game, sure. But like only so much can be said negatively, like without it's like, okay, dude, just say your opinion and leave it. Like we know what it is. We don't have to chime in every time, but that's the way it goes, is that people like to reiterate their hate. Let me mute that real quick. That's that Resident Evil 3 music, baby. The remake is dope for sure. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, that's what I've been gaming on. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Warzone. Multiplayer is still good. Season 3 just came out. The battle passes, you could go without it probably this one. I guess it's okay. The Russian guy is super weird. He has these weird like eyeball nipple piercings. His nipples are like the iris of an eye, and then like the rest is tattooed around it. It's really out of this world. And then like the other guy's just the basic dude that's like already in the game, so it's like whatever. So I don't know. You gotta look into that yourself on the battle pass. And I know a lot of people are playing because they have a lot more free time and they're quarantined up, and it's like the first thing they're like, I used to play Call of Duty, so like the first thing they get is Call of Duty, and especially because it's free. So that alone is a reason to get out there and play it, because there are going to be a ton of people playing it, and their experience level is going to be low too. So it's a great jump-in point to start learning a new game with people that are new. So the curve isn't as steep, Also, with that being said, new games with new player base and then a new learning curve, which is really, really gradual and like ever sloping, because like it's just out of this world. Valorant is I'm assuming it's a CS:GO inspired team based first person shooter, and then they added abilities. And like wall abilities, like magic abilities basically. So it's Riot Games and another company that helped develop it can't remember their name. 10 something. They worked together to make Valorant, and it seems like a fucking CS:GO remake. Since we're in the theme of remakes, but then they spiced it up a little bit and added these abilities. So like that's very common. We've seen that in the battle royale space repetitively, where they're just like basically copying the same shit, and then we're like, oh, we're adding our little twist to it. That's what Riot Games did with Valorant from CS:GO or Counter Strike, and every streamer's playing it. If you watch a stream for long enough and connect your Twitch channel to your Riot's game account, you can win a stream key. And all you see in the streamers' chats is how long people have been watching. Oh, 4 days straight, 40 hours later, no key, da-da-da, all this shit. And I'm not sure what that's, this is just to get into the beta, which is a weird way of doing it. But you get these insane numbers of Twitch channel, like the stats are fucking crazy. But everybody's in there just for a key. They're not even in there. They're talking shit about the game. It's like the perceived value of being in a big streamer's chat and saying you want a key versus them actually playing the game and enjoying it is like fucking not even, it's like 1,000-fold. Like they don't even care about the ladder. Like they're just trying to get into fucking streamers chat and say I want a key. And then they're like, oh, you want a key, da da da, you're so lucky, da da da, this that. The kid might not even want a key. Maybe he did win a key. But he's gonna go in there and play against nothing but streamers and then devs and get fucking absolutely stomped. And not even like everybody's learning the game. Everybody says there's not a lot of good things that have been said about the game, because it stayed rooted in Counter Strike, which is like Counter Strike is its own genre and like is the master of the genre, because like there's no other games. That's why it's able to stay where it's been at for so long, because it has these few base things that it does so well. And then the other are kind of like, well, if you don't want to deal with this, then don't get into it. The graphics aren't amazing. Nothing, like, it's total esports. Like, that's what they're trying to go with. Total esports. But it's like the abilities don't make it esports. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Overwatch is one that does it really well. But even you can see how that is so regulated. There's always something changing. There's always something happening. Like, it's done in a very certain way. Where this one, well, it's a beta, so we'll see. It is a beta, so we'll see. But it views okay to watch on the eyes. It's like not the best. It's not very active. Overwatch is very active and can be very fun to watch. Where this. I mean, CS:GO was. You can watch it, and you can watch it though because it's been it for so long, and Valorant's new. So I'll be surprised if it has a large player base. We'll just say that. But they did great marketing. The marketing is fucking top tier, and that's sometimes it's all that matters. Their streams are going off. Their numbers are going off. The game doesn't come out until summer this year, and who knows what's going to happen summer of next year or this year. Like, this might be the time that it only matters. Like, who fucking knows, right? And that's crazy because they're doing it. They're super popular. They're being talked about a ton. Their stream numbers are ridiculous, the people that are in them, but they're also giving away shit for free, so it's more incentive, which appears to be something that Twitch has started doing recently because everybody's leaving to Mixer, so who the fuck knows what that's about. Drinking the mango carts. These things are delicious. But yeah, seriously, the Valorant is if you want to play it, you got to get in on the stream and watch it and get your key through a Twitch drop. But that's a good game to get into if you like CS:GO. It's a good game to get into because it's just starting, so you'll learn with everybody else. It can make you, a higher tier player, right? From the get, because you'll have learned and adapted and developed your skills while the game has done so itself. I find that if you are born as a new gamer to that game as the game is born itself, you come along with it in a different way than if it's fully done and then you kind of got to take it all in at once. I did that with Division, and I had felt that way the entire time. I did Division 2 from the get-go, and it's like I already, you know what I mean? I like mastered that stuff, even though that stuff all changed, but I got the node. I actually got to feel the difference in that experience of being someone who like is there from the day the game's released to who someone's coming in like year 1 or year 2 or year and 1.5 or whatever. Because there's so many updates and everything in between the release date to like 6 months that change so many things. The sandbox, different patches, different nerfs, different buffs to weapons, armor, all that kind of stuff. So when you are developing with the game, when you're just a newcomer as well, and they're changing those things, they give you full insight on those generally, or you will notice that something's not working properly, and then you'll notice that it starts working properly. So it'll make you kind of look into those types of things rather than like months and months later where all the problems have already been fixed. You just get that experience of it just being able to work all the time and don't really understand all the intricacies of some sort of buffs or advantages of certain builds or whatever it may be. We have been talking about remakes a lot, and the Resident Evil 3 remake dropped. That's what we're playing here right now today. And Final Fantasy 7 remake dropped as well. Now, I held off on that, which is super unusual because I'm the absolutely most Final Fantasy fan ever. I think my cloud's up here somewhere. Right here. Yeah, there he's right. He's right there. He's right there. That's Cloud. Anyways, I'm the biggest fan ever. But they're releasing this sumbitch in parts. Now, there's no set time when the next part's coming out. So, me knowing myself, I didn't pre-order a collector's edition. I didn't do any of that type of shit, which I probably should have. So, what I'm hoping I will be able to do, this is just a hope and a prayer, is I'll wait a little while. I'll buy the first part on sale, probably like a super sale because it's a part. And when they make their money, they'll be like, "Full, we're selling this. We're putting it on sale. Man, more people will buy it." And I'll get it for like $40, and then we'll find out the release date of the second part, and then I will buy the second part, hopefully a collector's edition. I'll be a little bit more in tune with my drops. I was a little, thinking about it, hindsight's 2020. I was a little carried away with other things during the time that these pre-sales were happening. And then a whole slew of stuff happened in between that where like the payments got lost or some kind of shit. I don't know. If you were pre-order or you pre-ordered Final Fantasy VII Remake through Square Enix, you'll know what I'm talking about. And anyways, I won't let that opportunity pass me by, and I'll be able to get the first part for a discounted price and then the second collector's edition, and then be able to play those both at the same time back to back and experience that whole thing at one time, because I think a lot of players are going to do that. And I don't know if they have ways to speed the game up or this or that, to make it like a speed run or not. We'll see. You guys may know. that's already out. So I don't know. I don't know though. But that's my thought process behind it. So we'll see what happens in maybe like a month or 2, 3 months. If it goes on sale, if it doesn't, then maybe we'll just say fuck it and just do it. But it seems like I won't have to because there's going to be tons of stuff. I got Doom Eternal. I got Resident Evil 3 remake. So there's multiple playthroughs involved in Resident Evil 3, even more so than Resident Evil 2, and it has a couple different challenges built within it as well too. So that's something that's super cool. So it really increases the replay value. I happen to get the Resident Evil 3 remake for free for buying the Red Devil graphics card that's inside this PC right here. I do want to start doing some reviews and some videos on tech equipment and like these builds and like kind of like just not really in-depth stuff, but just what I think, my thought process and buying it and like, you know, how I put it in and incorporate it into my system, stuff like that. But we'll check it out. But I got the game for free through that process, and it's super dope because I love Resident Evil, and what was better than a free Resident Evil game? I also got Monster Hunter for PC as well. So, you know, increase the old PC catalog. But I would be curious to check out the Final Fantasy VII remake once both parts have dropped, so I could get like maybe a more complete experience. Because I'm not a fan that they did it in 2 parts, so I'm just gonna throw that out there. Should we get into? Yeah, let's just play this a little bit. We'll play this out a little bit, and then we'll talk about Resident Evil 3, the remake, even Resident Evil 2, the remake, and how Capcom has already announced that Resident Evil 4 remake is happening. Oh, yes, it is happening. Dude, her neck looked broke right there if you could have seen her. Dang, Jill ain't looking too good right now. We got in a fight with the tyrant. I don't know. Is that what his name is? Look at this guy just watching me. Oh. Dude, he was staring at me through the window. Like, this fool is a freaking freak. He a freak. Let's see if we can get a good shot on this. Oh. Let's get right here. There. There we go. Oh, no. No. Alt is auto face? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. This might be bad, bro. Yeah, it is bad. It's bad. Was that? But yeah, we're trying to figure this out. I just realized that is that a save replay buffer button? Oh wow. Yeah, so this guy's been creeping on me this whole time. I didn't even know they fucking did that. That is great detail. Look at this fucker. Did they do that in the original? It was so long ago, I don't even know. But I don't have any ammo or anything to get away from this guy, so pretty much the buck stops here. We didn't get anything we really wanted to, which was weird. Oh, we got the fancy box. And we got this. So we get to go back, make a run. Dodge. Dodge. She didn't dodge. She did not dodge properly. What the heck, dude? What the heck, dude? Okay, so I got to start this over completely to get the good setup. But basically, where I'm at, I kind of fucked myself, to be honest. So we're gonna load this one, and we're going to try to make this motherfucker happen right here. So this is where we gotta bring that jewel back from the fancy box. She does a lot of fancy dances. Pick that. Here's the other thing too. I know where I'm supposed to be going, but I don't know how to get there. We're gonna throw some Resident Evil music in here in the mix. There we go. Okay, so there's a couple issues. I know where I'm going. It says I've been there before, but how do... So the subway office claims I've been into that area, but then went somewhere else. And none of those places are it, so it has to be down here, right? Is this where it could be? Am I just crazy? I'm gonna check down here. I got bullets from there before. It says I went through there and there was just nowhere to go. So where does it say where I'm at now then? Like none of these places say if it is going to the subway office or not. Where is that set of stairs? So that set of stairs goes to downtown, which shows it's going to there. I need one that ends at a set of stairs. Subway control room. And it says I've gone there. Not a good player's investment. I don't know who the fuck that is. It says I went there and then there's 2 doors closed.
Jill, thank you. I know you will not let these people down.
Motherfucker, you don't know me. Why is this shit so glitchy right here, dude? Come on. It's fucking short, mate. Yeah, so this is I just can't find the subway office, I guess, so I don't know. We'll just have to figure it out on a later date. On a later date. We'll figure it out later today. I knew that wasn't gonna be the way. Whoa, look at that. Skullmaster. So I can't get away from this guy. They're leading me to somewhere that I don't know. Can you show me, brother? I need like a freaking grand map. Control room. I've been in the donut shop, but only so far. Subway power station. Whatever. It's over there. It's gotta be. I just don't know when or how I will escape this guy. Yeah, right. How is he not here? This is a joke. They're just gonna fucking just. This is gonna fucking scare the shit out of me. Oh man! Wow. Oh, there he is. There he is. Knocked me out. Ooh, I dodged him, I think. That was dirty. Okay, I know I don't have to go there. But where do I have to go? Alright, we're going this way. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Get inside. Yes. No. Well, you got me again. I need some time to figure that one out. Oh, and I will. But yeah, that's just why it's a classic game. It's still not the it's not hard. It's not difficult. There are moments where you don't know where you're going, and you need to figure that out. And then he's also chasing you, so it makes it more of like a pressured situation than it is like more of a difficult one. Where like if you just like stop and think about it, I'm doing the show right now too, and I can't really like focus on that, but you get my point. You spend a little bit of time, you'll get through it, no problem. It's a great game. You can increase the difficulty to make it an even better one, but the point is, it's a lot of fun, and um, for me, it was free, and for most people, it's still a good enough price for a full length game. Like I said, there's a ton of replay value, and it's Resident Evil, man. It's one of the better ones because they tailed off a little bit and they weren't that great. When they had a lot of little other variances of Resident Evil 2 that weren't that great, but the core games, the 1 through 6, have always been pretty good. 4 and 5, I think, were probably the least liked, whereas 1, 2, 3, and 6, fucking awesome in my opinion. I like them all, but those are my those ones stand out. Where those other two, I think, kind of get weird. That's just my opinion on it. That's just my opinion on it. Not only is Square Enix did they drop Final Fantasy VII Remake, they're dropping Trials of Mana, which is something I will be picking up and playing. They had Collection of Mana out for a little while. Excuse me. They had Collection of Mana out for a little while, and that is like just the remakes. I mean, it's not the remakes; it's like the re-release on, more current gen console. Whereas the Trials of Mana is a complete remake. Or is it a new game? Is it a remake or is it a new game? That is what one wants to know. Yeah, it's a remake. It's a remake of a Japanese only release, I believe. I could be wrong. Whereas the Collection of Mana gave you Trials of Mana. The original, like from SNES, but Japanese only. Where the new Trials of Mana is going to be just a remake of that game, where they're bringing it, updating it and bringing it to the level of the current gen, where the other ones were like old school, on a current gen console, which was Switch. So, but that's what they're doing. And that's what's up. It's gonna be. There's a demo out for it now. You can get the demo and you can play. But it's gonna have a better graphic system. Better. I mean, everything's gonna be better. You get everything better. So I'm thinking you're gonna. I mean, you're probably looking at more like trials. You're probably looking more at Tales, like the Tales series, Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Berseria, Tales of Symphonia. I think you're gonna look at that style quality like on a next gen. So yeah, Tales of Bestria, or what's the new one, Exalia or some shit like that. I can't. There's so many, but that's the quality you're probably looking at. It looks really beautiful. Looks action RPG, really beautiful, with some Japanese RPG elements still entwined into it. Looks great. So that's what I'll be playing that for sure. I got to beat Resident Evil by then, so my backlog doesn't get any worse. Excuse-moi. Jesus. That kind of cough right here down here gets you arrested. Speaking of not getting your backlog increased, how about getting that backlog decreased right during this time of quarantine? Man, it's a good time to get that backlog. You know, you don't have to go search a new game and see what's coming out new when you can start playing those games you've already had and you've already paid for and just been sitting there that you know you would like to play, but maybe something else has caught your attention a little bit more. For instance, Destiny 2 does that. Destiny 2 is my backlog killer. It doesn't allow me to play other games. And right now, when I'm not into Destiny 2, I just happen to be into Modern Warfare, which is now my backlog killer because it is not allowing me. I would play the game. Maybe I'll play for 2-3 hours. And then I spend another hour, maybe 2, on my backlog section. Where, like, these are, like, not simple backlog games either. They're the worst games you want to have backlog. Like, the worst. RPGs, a lot of RPGs, some action adventures, just ones that they take time. So I know. But if you are not somebody that's playing a ton of video games already, and you have those video games that you bought at one point and you just never got around to, not because you're playing other video games, just because you were working or you were doing this or you had dedicated time to other things in your life, which is what people do. Well, now you find yourself at home where you can't go out as much, so those other things that require you to leave your house that you were dedicating that time to don't exist anymore, or you are not able to attend them anymore. You have more time to get to those backlog games. So you don't have to download Warzone. If you had some old Switch games, if you had Mario Rabbids still sitting around, never beat it. If you had Zelda, Breath of the Wild sitting around, never beat it, get back into those or do the trials of those. Get of Breath of the Wild. Neo 2 just came out. If you had some stuff from Neo 1 that you never got around to because you bought a classic version for $20 or whatever it was when it was on sale, get to that and get back into that. You know, stuff like that. Go through your catalog. See what it is that you still need to put time into of the games you already own and start there. Who knows how long this quarantine thing's going to last, you know what I mean? So get into it and get into that backlog. And there's a ton of sales going on right now, too. So if you don't have a backlog, there's plenty of low entry-level, low, upfront cost to get some new games during the spring sale, which is on the PlayStation Network, which I'm sure Steam has one on PC, and I'm sure Xbox or Microsoft Store has one on Xbox. All going on at the same time, spring sale, spring cleaning sale. So, get into that if you don't have a backlog. Me, I have a backlog, so I'm not buying anything new. So, I mean, that's not true. That's not true. I'm buying new games. I'm always buying new games. Yeah. But, I'll be buying Trials of Mana. And I just bought Animal Crossing. Which, by the way, has been a great experience for me and my son. I had to play a game together that's, like, not too crazy for him. He's 4. So, like, he likes playing video games, but, there's only so many he can play. Like, that's just the way it is. Even if they're too hard for him, he'll still like to play them. But, like, there's only so many that he can actually really play and enjoy where he knows what he's really doing. And Animal Crossing has these great little, aspects of its simulation which are perfect. Like fishing, catching insects, fossils, all that type of stuff. He can literally go off for however long he wants and doesn't run into any hiccups or anything where he can't figure it out or anything like that. And it also helps me build the community. So you know what I mean? Hey, we're all winning. No, but it's a good bonding experience, and especially in the quarantine we've been doing it. And just in general, it's like, sharing my passion and sharing something that, I did at that age. Well, yeah, at that age with like Nintendo. like way more basic games. But I bet you right now, if I gave him some Mario Brothers, he wouldn't be able to, be beating all the levels either. You might get through a couple of them, but Mario wasn't the easiest game either. Ghouls and Goblins, not the easiest games, we grew up with. So I think he's got it easier playing Angry Birds and stuff like that. So we'll get into it though. We'll do a age test here a little bit, see where he's at. Test him. No, but just kidding. It's been real fun playing Animal Crossing. It's a really good game for everybody, and that's what I like about the Switch. They make games for everybody. My whole family can play it. My wife can get into it. She doesn't have to be a crazy gamer up to speed on all the shit that's going on in the gaming world. And she can pick up the Switch controller and play Animal Crossing and help build the community that we're all part of, and make it a sweet place. So when people come visit, they'll be like, "Oh dang, these guys do this, da da da, whatever," But nobody ever visits our little old island. It's just deserted as can be. No, I'm just kidding. We've had a couple visitors. But Animal Crossing is a fun game. It's a great game. It's a good quarantine game, too. You can get into some real crazy stuff and really go crazy in that game. Or you can keep it real light and casual. It's great. It literally checks all the boxes for casuals and your hardcores. So it's just a simulation game. So I tend to be more casual in that type of game. I know people that are more hardcore. It's fun when I play with them. It's not a game that like separates you on like how much you play it. So I think that one's really cool. That's a good quarantine game. Like backlogs are good quarantine games because they're games you already know you like. You bought them, so just go in and play them, and then check out the sales. It's 3 ways you can get gaming during the quarantine. And then Switch has just straight up, Switch Online just straight up has Nintendo and SNES with like a catalog of like 40 games or something like that you can just play straight off of it. Trials of Mana coming out. We were supposed to have some other games that are coming out. Some got delayed. But also, just in general, expect delays. Expect delays in production of anything that requires a group of people to complete, including video games and all aspects of them. Maybe some indie games you'll be seeing coming out faster or on time. But any AAA titles are most definitely going to be delayed. The production of the PlayStation 5, the production of the Xbox, the new Xbox. I forget its name because they changed the names. It's something simple. It is something super simple. I don't know what it is. I don't know. The Series X. So those are going to be delayed. Like, just be ready for it. So get used to maybe some of the things that you already have, like I said, or going with a free Battle Royale game. Fortnite, Modern Warfare, Warzone. Switch it up a little bit. They're fun, especially when they're free. Just have some fun. Maybe, have friends that play it too. That makes a difference too. Destiny 2, also free. Different style. It's not Battle Royale. It's got PvE, it's got PvP. It's a really good game. So you have plenty of varieties of things to go in at it for free. So this is the best time to be gaming. Simply put. You're forced to stay at home. The top 3 companies in the gaming world have free games, and they're cross-play enabled or cross-save. You can move easily through any console or platform you want to play on. Your choice. Gaming is at its best right now. the best we've ever had. At least it might be better in years and come sometime in the future. But right now, it's at its best, and that's simple. So, quarantine's a great time to spend with family. It's a great time to figure things out for yourself. It's a great time to learn something new. It's a great time to game. It's a great time to, because gaming is incorporating everybody. We can get multiplayer. We can get board games that are digitally represented on a console, on a game, Monopoly, all kinds of stuff. So this is a great way to interact with people and yourself and technology all at the same time. Because it looks like everything's being steered towards that anyways. Classes are being held online, preschool's held online, in Zoom classes. All the elementary classes are still being held with the Zooms. All the kids got their own computers or their phones or whatever, and they're on freaking video messaging. So, like, it's being embraced. Ride the wave. Play video games, man. That's what I say. I think we're going to end it up here. We did a solid hour. We will continue the show, like I said. We might just do 1 hour where I do this and have Rocky and Sam voiced in or videoed in once we figure that out, and we'll go from there. But the Plug Gaming will survive, and we will broadcast through this. So we'll just see what's going on with some of these announcements. We'll stay tuned to the news, but we're going to figure something out. Hopefully next week or the week after, we'll have it where we can deliver something with the entire crew. And if not, then it will just be me. We'll ride rough on this shit right here, play young. Okay, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So we'll just have to do that if we do. But we'll figure it out. We are on iTunes. We are on Instagram. The Plug _gaming on Instagram. iTunes is the Plug Gaming Podcast. If you just put in the Plug Gaming, we'd show up. Check us out. We're also on Spotify. Just type in the Plug Gaming. We're there. Twitter, the Plug _gaming. We're not so active on Twitter, but check us out. Send us a message, whatever you guys want to hear or talk about. We try to do gaming news and reviews, and then just spice it up with our own little experiences along the way. We will be back with a broadcast next Monday. It will just be me or me and the guys. We'll see how that works out. Monday, 6 to 8 p.m., The Plug Gaming. And other than that, we out. Peace.